Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Tuck Boxing. I am your boy, Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely, man. You know what time it is, man. It's our favorite time of any week, man. It's fight time, man. It's fight week. Weigh-ins are complete. We got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about. A lot of cards to talk about, man. A lot of good fights. Tomorrow is going to be like, it's going to be like a college football day almost. You know how you can sit back and watch college football all day, or college basketball during March Madness? Tomorrow is like that, but for boxing, man. It's going to be an enjoyable Saturday. Can't wait. So we're going to give you some odds of some of the fights, man, so we can put some money in you guys' pocket. And we're also going to talk about our picks on who's going to win. And, of course, our picks on how we're going to put some money in our pockets. Again, bet your own risk. Be betting our money, you bet your own money. But with that being said, man, what are you looking forward to tomorrow when it comes to this sport of boxing, man? What are you most excited about?
Surprisingly, I'm excited for the women boxing, man. The women boxing is I'm very intrigued by these two fights we have tomorrow in the early part of the day, man. Like I said, Clarissa Shields against Marshall. And and I think that's gonna be a big fight, man, because I think they two of the best women in boxing. I think it's a toss-up fight for the most part. They don't like each other. And then our other woman fight, which is I don't want to mess the name of Malika and
Gardner.
Gardner. That's gonna be an interesting fight. I know Malika has a lot more experience, but Gardner thinks she can put up a good fight, man. And of course, everybody been talking about whether she's something to look at, but besides from that, she can throw those hands. So I think the most intriguing thing to me, man, is this women boxing, man, being put on the forefront, man, of the boxing world tomorrow.
Well, definitely. That's probably what I'm looking most forward to. I'm looking forward to the whole world pretty much stopping for the sport of boxing, man. Like you said, it's not only women's boxing, you have the best versus the best in women's boxing. You have a comeback fight with Deontay Wilder. You have the best fighting the best when it comes to Devin Haney and Kambosos. And all of the fight cards, man, got at least 2 fights that you can't miss. That's what I like most about it, yo. Every one of these cards, all 3 cards, got at least 2 fights that you really, as a real boxing fan, you cannot miss. Like, of course, we real boxing fans, we nerds, we boxing nerds. So, we're gonna watch pretty much every fight. But like I said, the 2, like, it's at least the co-mains for every card is tight. Everything from the Wilder co-main, which is Plant versus the Real. That's gonna be a barn burner. They had a couple back and forth words in this press conference. Can't wait to see that fight. And then of course on Devin Haney versus Kambosos, you got who's that main co-main in that one? There's I'll look it up later and put it on the bottom.
We'll add it up. We add it at the bottom of the screen.
And then of course, on the zone, I see you got the 2 female boxing group. You got Gardner versus Malika, and then you got versus Shields versus Savannah Marshall. A lot of British fans, man, are picking Savannah Marshall to knock out Clarissa Shields, man. What is the odds of that happening? Did you see that happen, or you think they sleeping on Clarissa Shields, or what? What you think it is?
I mean, Marshall got the skills to pull it off, man, but I think, like I said, I think Shields is the best woman boxer in the world. So, of course, I'm going to ride with her, man. And I feel like this is a good chance, while we talking about odds, is to jump on Clarissa Shields because it's almost a toss-up fight. And I believe, while we going through the odds, I believe that you can take Shields, me personally, as a decision, and you'll get more than your money. I think it's plus, for Shields, I think it's plus 160 if you take her for, plus 240 if you take her for the decision. So you get almost 2 times your money just taking Shields for decision. So I would go with that over just taking, or if you could just take it straight up, you think she might get the stoppage. But you think she can get the stoppage, it's plus 900.
Yeah, I think my heart leaning towards the stoppage, man. I think Clarissa Shields is going to do something to wow everybody. Plus, I kind of hope she does, man. I'm going to be honest, because they will alleviate all doubt because she's in a hostile environment, man. She's over in the UK, over there in Savannah Marshall's backyard having this fight. So I don't see them. We all know the sport of boxing, man. We know how it is. It always ain't an even playing field, no matter how much we want it to be, no matter how much we put faith in it being an even playing field. We have to, of course, expect the unexpected when it comes to it. So I'm going to say that Savannah Marshall probably getting the Canelo Alvarez treatment when she over there. She probably already up 2 rounds and the bell hasn't even run yet. You know what I'm saying? So I can't see Clarissa Shields going in there, having a close fight, winning by a round or 2, and then them not trying to screw her over. I think Clarissa either have to go in there and dominate on the points, or she's going to have to go in there and putting nothing in the judge's hands and straight put Savannah Marshall on her face.
I will say this as a rebuttal to a lot of people that in different countries and different parts of the world, they say, well, a lot of their boxers have to come to America to fight, so big deal, they got to come to us to fight. And I say the big difference with that is y'all fan base is a lot better than ours. So what I mean by that, when y'all fight, when Clarissa Shields fight tomorrow, every time that Marshall throws a flurry, the crowd gonna go crazy. Gonna go crazy. A lot of times you get a Triple G or a Manny Pacquiao or so forth to come to America, they normally getting the cheers from the crowd. So it's no home court advantage when you fight in America as opposed to fighting in somebody else's country as far as Devin Haney and Clarissa Shields tomorrow, which is not y'all fault. It's kind of our fault as being American boxing fans, but the truth, that's just me telling you the truth about how the home court advantage can play a factor.
I'm gonna be honest, not only just that, you know what I'm saying, America's, they have better fans over there. You gotta look, America's a bigger country. A lot of foreigners don't understand how big America is. We are a melting pot when it comes to all races. So, like Wilder Fury, for instance, when Fury and Wilder fought, of course, a lot of people was Wilder fans. But you gotta look, there's a lot of Europeans that live here already. So there's a lot of Fury fans in the crowd. Just like, I know a lot of them flew over here also. But it's like you said, there's no homecoming advantage here when they fight here because, like, especially Manny Pacquiao, we have areas in every state. You probably would think he was in the Philippines or he was in some, like, in China or somewhere, because it is so many of them over here that they have their own fan base. So it's like you said, but over there in the UK, it ain't too many, you know what I'm saying, people ready to root for an American woman. You know what I'm saying? There ain't too many Americans that moved over there just ready to cheer for Savannah Marshall. It ain't gonna work like that. I mean, go cheer for Clarissa Shields. It ain't gonna work like that. So Clarissa Shields is legitly behind enemy lines. But also, somebody else is behind enemy lines for the second time, man. 2 times in a row, he got the bad end of a stick on a deal that he should not have took, but he took, and he dominated the first fight. That's Devin the Dream Haney, man. He's going to defend his titles that he took off of Kambosos' hands. But this time, it seemed a little bit less of a hectic environment. It seemed like the press are a little bit on Haney's side than it is on Kambosos' side. What do you think that the switch up happened, man? What makes you think Australia now seem to lose faith in Kambosos?
I think because Devin Haney made it look so easy, he dominated Kambosos the first time. And honestly, to me, I think this is Kambosos' retirement. I think he got paid good for these 2 fights. I think that's why he been quiet. I think he know that he can't beat Devin Haney. The only thing I have to in this fight that's interesting to me, the most interesting thing in this fight is, can Haney stop him? Can Haney stop Kambosos? Like I said, we know he can outbox. We know he's one of the best boxers in the world. The only thing that he lacks that people tend to criticize him for is his punching power. So if he go in Australia the second fight and he's able to stop Kambosos, it will make a statement to Tank, Shakur, and the rest of the 135-pound division. So to me, that's more the question mark. Can Devin Haney stop Kambosos? I'm gonna ask you that. Can he stop him, or do you believe he can stop him?
I think he can, man. I'm actually picking Haney for the stop it. I'm being honest. I think the first fight, he pretty much beat him with a jab. All you gotta do is put a consistent right hand behind that jab, and I think it's gonna happen. He dominated. People don't understand. He dominated with a jab and a strong defense. If he keep his defensive responsibility intact and put a consistent strong right hand behind that jab or a consistent strong left hook behind that jab, Kambosos is already proved, say he's coming straight forward. He's looking for the knockout because that's the only way he know he's gonna be able to win. So with Kambosos is coming straight forward, he's looking for his own knockout, and with Devin Haney just letting it come to him, and just like I said, doing a consistent right hand behind that jab, I see it. I see him being a late stoppage, man. I see it. It might not be a KO knockout, but I can see it being like a 9th to 10th round referee stoppage from the punishment he took. So
do that give Kambosos more of a chance? Being that Devin Haney is maybe going to be more aggressive, does that give Kambosos a chance in this fight? You know, kind of similar to what Devin Haney went through with the guy he fought 3 fights ago, LatinAutor. He got more aggressive. He took more chances, and he almost got stopped. He got hurt real bad because he was trying to please us as boxing fans. So if he's going to be more aggressive this fight, does that give Kambosos a decent chance to win this fight?
I mean, it does, but it don't, because the measurements are different. LatinAutor was tall. LatinAutor can match Haney for reach and for height, so it's different. What Kambosos, man, to me, he's just too short and has to get inside Devin Haney. Even if Devin Haney gets caught by something, he can avoid Kambosos, to me, in my opinion, a lot better than he could avoid Linares. Like when he got caught by Linares, he had to hold on for 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying, to make sure you make it out, because Linares is so long and so much fast. But Kambosos, he can literally just wrap up Kambosos the whole time and body him. But to answer your question fairly, I think, yeah, man, anything is possible. All it takes in boxing is one punch. Does Kambosos have the punch to do it? Possibly. He dropped Lopez early in that fight, so he possibly had to knock out the hurt Haney. But I don't see it happening, bro. I honestly don't see it. I think Haney know what he got to do. Fighting him twice back to back, I think it's only gonna play in Haney's hand a lot better than it does in Kambosos' hands, in my opinion. But on to the next, man. Like I said, it's a lot of fights to talk about, man. We done knocked out Carissa Shields. We done knocked out Devin Haney. Let's talk about the Wilder fight real quick. Wilder weighed in today.
Before you get there, you want to go to the plant and
There's so many fights, man. So many fights.
Yeah.
The Bad Blood, man. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was fake at first. I thought it was manufactured to sell the tickets for the fight. I thought they were doing 2 guys that was, you know what I'm saying, playing on for the camera. Kind of how I thought Caleb Plant and Canelo was. I thought Caleb Plant and Canelo was actually playing for the camera until he actually got smacked on stage. And then I started taking it serious. But this fight, man, I actually now believe that the Real really don't like Plant. I don't know what Plant said to the Real or what he did to the Real. I'm not sure about the backstory to them 2 guys, but they really don't like each other, man. So that makes me want to see this fight even better. Some people say the Real a little bit past his prime, man, which I agree, maybe is a little bit past his prime. But Caleb Plant, man, is coming off his first loss, a knockout loss against Canelo Alvarez. So when it comes to that fight, man, which one do you think will play the biggest part in the fight? Do you think the fact that the Real may be a little longer in the tooth, or you think because Caleb Plant's coming off a knockout loss to Canelo that he may be coming in a little bit less than himself?
I think it's the Real. I think the Real having that long layoff and having that wear and tear is gonna play a bigger factor. Honestly, I think Plant got more confidence in his ability. I think, in my opinion, a lot of his build up the Canelo fight and wanting to talk trash and getting smacked on stage and being very combative with Canelo was him kind of slightly having doubt that he belonged there. And I think as the fight went along, he said, "Damn, I kind of belong here. I kind of can box with this guy." You know, even in the fight, he asked him, "Hey, I'm better. You thought that you thought I was then." So I think he had questions and doubts in his own self as being to that top tier level. And I think now after fighting Canelo, he feel like anybody under that is a step down. So he feel like anybody he fight, he got a chance with, probably other than David Benavidez. But I feel like he feel like Plant is food. So I mean not Plant, but the Real is food. So I think that the Real wear and tear and his layoff is gonna be more of an issue than actual Plant taking his first loss.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think the Real is a little bit longer in his tooth. He is coming up a knockout win. I guess I forgot the guy he fought, but it was a nice knockout uppercut.
Yeah, it was.
The guy ran into an uppercut and got knocked out. I don't see Plant running into them same type of shots, man. I think Plant defensive responsibility is too sharp, man. He avoided. People forget how well he was boxing Canelo until he got caught. In my opinion, fatigue, and like you said, the overall starstruck. How much he was starstruck when he fought Canelo. It played a part in him actually getting caught at the end, I believe. But that fight was closer than what people think it is, in my opinion. I had that fight pretty close until he got knocked out. But like you said, I don't see him having that same respect for the Real. Just like you did. I actually see him coming there kind of be disrespectful. I see him going in there trying to style on the Real. He's not the knockout chaser per se, so I see him trying to embarrass him more so than hurt him. If that makes any sense. I see him trying to go on there and pull like a Floyd Mayweather type of performance and have the Real look stupid in the ring.
He's going to taunt the Real and try to make the Real walk into something. He's gonna do a lot of ducking and looking at the crowd and looking off and and wiggling his shoulders to try to provoke the Real to do something stupid. And if the Real do something stupid, he can't get stopped. But like you said, Plant gonna just box his ears off and just play it safe.
Yeah, that's how I see it, man. That's how I see it. Let's talk about the other undercard of the Carissa Shields fight. We kind of missed on that one. The Baumgartner versus Malika fight. Did we touch that one already?
We touched the odds. We touched the odds a little bit. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I go and touch it real quick. Baumgartner, I'm rooting for her, you know what I mean? And she's nice to look at. Yeah. But I think, in my opinion, Malika just has a little too much experience. But I do like the bad blood in that fight too. We just talked about Plant and Duraya. It's some bad blood in this fight, and it's got me very interested in the fight. And maybe Baumgardner has got on her skin a little bit, and maybe she'll be out of her character. And maybe she can use that to her advantage. But if I had to take somebody, I would take Malika for a decision. I think she just got too much experience. I think Baumgardner future still can be bright. She just don't have the same experience as Malika has.
So I got a question then. As bad as Baumgardner is, do you expect her to come out the ring looking as bad as she is now, or you think she'll have some lumps at the end of the night?
I think she's gonna have a few lumps because they really don't like each other. So I think she's gonna be lumped up a little bit. But hey, I wouldn't have no problem with it if I was saying.
I'm gonna go on the opposite end of the spectrum, man. I'm gonna pick Baumgardner to win, man. I think her athleticism.
Why? Other than her looks.
I mean, of course, I want her pretty face to get messed up, but on top of that, you know what I'm saying? I think her athleticism is going to play a part, man. I think she's going to be an athlete in there. I want to see her use her speed and her quickness and her movement to kind of offset some of the experience that she lacked, in my opinion. But, you know what I'm saying? If I got to bet with my common sense, I kind of agree with you. I'll probably pick Malika. But I'm going the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm gonna pick Baumgardner. I'm gonna pick Booty Gardner to win.
Yeah, she do got Tony Harris, and she did a lot of training with him, so maybe that'll play a big factor because he has shown that he can be a very good trainer from his limited experience so far.
And what is his defensive responsibility first method? He's gonna teach her how to play defense first before anything. So I think if she go in there being an athlete and play her defense, she can go in there and do some things, in my opinion. Well, but like you said, what does bad blood make her do some emotional mistakes, man? You know what I'm saying? She might go in there and think she winning the fight and do some emotional shit, and then like you said, might come out the fight looking a little rough. You know what I mean? The fight. What other fight we got? You want to talk about the Frank Sanchez? Not maybe.
No, we know who he is.
We know who Frank Sanchez is. We get to the man. Let's get to the main event. The person who I think a lot of people are waiting for. Even though I didn't agree with the price point of the fight, I'm still gonna order it. I'm still gonna watch it. I should probably go with my boy my house and watch it. We probably have a little fight party over there or something and watch it. But I will say I am looking forward to it for two things. I'm looking forward to seeing Wilder come back and see how he looks as he, you know what I'm saying, come off of two back-to-back losses, two rough fights. There was two rough fights back-to-back, especially the third one. But he looked the same, man. I hope he don't be punch drunk. That's what I'm mostly worried about. But also, he's at a weight that he's comfortable at. He came in and weighed in at 214. He hasn't weighed this much, this less since the Fury first fight, I think. He weighed about 212 in that fight, right? So he's 2 pounds over 212 from Fury in the first fight. But Helenius, man, came in a little heavier. He came in at 253. So that weight advantage that Wilder is used to is all there. But like I said, it's a little different this time because Wilder now is not seen as being unstoppable anymore. So how much confidence you have in the weight paying a pardon for Wilder now? And do you think those two losses from Fury and the weight of Helenius might have Helenius going in there being a little cocky?
I like Wilder at 215. He's more athletic. He's more. He moves better. Like I said, I think about the Severn fight, how well he moved. You know, with his feet. His stamina is a lot better when he's that weight. So I like him better that way, and his power still stays the same. From 230 to 215, he still got the same power. So I like him better at 215. Helenius, I think he's taking the Fury blueprint. He's been his sparring partner before. He know the power. He know what he got to deal with. So I think he's gonna try to use the Fury method and try to be heavier and try to lean on him, wear on him, try to hold out to the back end of the fight and try to stop Wilder late. So it's gonna be interesting. I think they both did the right thing. I think Helenius need to be bigger because I think he needs to try to win that way, like I just explained. And I also think Wilder need to stay around 215, 220, no bigger than that because he's a lot more explosive and he moves a lot better and his stamina's better.
Yeah, I don't see him putting too much weight on tonight. He probably eating a nice little steak dinner or something like that tonight. But I probably see him coming in, like you said, around between 218 and 215. I don't see him going up in the 220 range. I'd be surprised if he did. But Helenius, I'm expecting him to go to about probably like the high 250s, maybe 255 to 257, somewhere around there. But unlike you, I think he said in the press conference actually that he took some of the Fury books, some of the pages from Fury book. He said Wilder don't like going backwards, which Fury said. And he said a consistent jab and forward pressure was going to give him the victory. He's actually picking that. He didn't say it per se, but he kind of said that he actually think he could stop Wilder and actually knock out Wilder doing the same game plan that Fury did. Do you think there's a mistake on Helenius' part to think that he's Tyson Fury and can do those type of things like coming forward on Wilder? Or do you think he might have got something going for himself because he has been in the ring with Wilder and sparring, so he has that familiarity a little bit, and maybe he's seen something in sparring that he can take advantage of on top of what happened to Fury?
Look, I'm a Wilder fan, and I do not like this fight because him and Helenius have sparred too many times together. He knows Wilder too well, and I think that is very, very dangerous to get in the ring with somebody that knows you that well. And I think it is smart for him to use a Fury game plan because until Wilder shows us otherwise, he don't like going back. But the thing is, can you make him go back? Are you willing to get in the danger zone to be aggressive enough to make him go back? So, Wilder, we talk about Fury, but Fury is a great defensive fighter. His head movement, his bobbing and weaving is elite. Helenius can't bob and weave and duck punches as well as Fury can. So he can try it, but he can't duplicate what Fury did. But if he wants to win, that's probably the only way he can win. He gonna have to try to be a poor man Fury, and also use his experience from sparring Wilder and try to carry that into the ring.
I like how you were in detail with it. I'm gonna go a little further in detail. I'm gonna say this: he can't pull off a Fury move for two reasons. One, Fury is an underrated athlete. Fury is a big ass dude. Don't get me wrong. He's 280 on a bad day. You know what I'm saying? On a good day, he probably around like 270 on a good day. Fury's almost 300 pounds, but Fury has light ass feet. Fury is very light on his feet when he want to be, even at that weight. Fury, like you say, has the herky jerky head movement with his move. But on top of that, Fury is a very, very intelligent fighter, yo. He's very, very intelligent. If you rewatch the third fight and the changes that he made from the first fight, like watch the first. I don't watch the second fight too much because Wilder, in my opinion, wasn't the best version of himself. Whether you believe he got poisoned or whatever, at the end of the day, he wasn't the best version of himself. I like to look at the fights where he was the best version of himself. He was the best version in the first fight, and he was not the best version, but he was a better version than he was in the second fight and the third fight. Fury know how to stay too close, and he know how to stay just far enough when it comes to fighting Wilder. He knew he didn't come straight forward on Wilder like recklessly. If you watch the first 3 rounds of that fight and the third fight, Fury was on the back foot a lot in that fight. Because Wilder was throwing a lot of punches to the body and was throwing a lot of powerful punches. Fury stayed just far enough to where he was at the end of the punch where it would hurt, but it wasn't hurting him to the point where he get KO'd. And Fury didn't come in until Wilder stopped. When Wilder stopped throwing punches and kept Wilder's feet stayed still, that's where Fury came in with a strong jab and came in and was throwing, in my opinion, a lot of headbutts in that fight. Coming in with his head a lot. Helenius, I don't see him being that intelligent. I think Helenius, and he's not that fast either. I see Helenius being a little bit slow-footed, especially Wilder coming in at this weight where he's a lot more athletic. I see him being a little bit too slow on the come in on Wilder. And he's gonna get caught. He's gonna get caught bad. I mean like Dominic Breazeale caught. I think people forget the first punch that Wilder caught Breazeale with was a counter punch when Wilder was in the corner. When he had Breazeale run back to the other side of the corner when he was dazed. Yeah. Wilder put the jab in the Breazeale face to keep him at bay and then threw the right hand behind his jab. That's the punch I see that's gonna catch Helenius. It's not gonna be like people think. It's not gonna be Wilder swinging like he was on Fury 3. I think in Fury 3, Wilder was very emotional, and he knew that he had to catch Fury first. I think now, him being familiar with Helenius, because people forget that he sparred Helenius too. He has familiarity with Helenius. Helenius' slow feet and Helenius' limited punch variety, because Helenius only throws straight punches, in my opinion, that is going to lead him into a trap, man. I honestly think that this Wilder is dangerous. I'm not going to go as far and say that I think Wilder's trainer said, I was saying Don House. I think Don House said that this version of Wilder will beat Fury. In my opinion, I think this version of Wilder is too small for Fury, but I see where he's coming from. This version of Wilder is the best version of him. So I don't see nobody else in the heavyweight division beating Wilder. If those 2 fights from Fury didn't take too much from him. Like, you can't be punched up. Kind of similar how we said about Darrell. Darrell being a lot of wear and tear. Wilder took a lot of wear and tear. not just in the two Fury fights, but you look at the Ortiz fight before that. He took some wear and tear in the Ortiz fight. So Wilder could Wilder also be? He's up there in age. He turned 38 in a couple days. Could Wilder be at that point in his career where the wear and tear, the age, and the overall just being punched the way he's been punched, is that going to play its part? Is the question. But it's down to the odds, man. You can see the fight odds in the fights, man. Ben, you talk behind the scenes on how he's going bet and what we thought was the smartest bet. So just to cut down the tree and eliminate all the fights, because it's too many fights, man. Too many fights. Give us your best bet, your best place bets for all the fights, and then of course we talk about how we said we was going to bet.
Remember, these are our bets. You can do, bet responsibly and bet what you feel you want to bet. But I think this is the big week, man, where you can win big money. I haven't really bet on boxing lately. I might have bet $5 and $10 here, but this is the week I'm really gonna throw money on it because I really feel good about a lot of these fights. So we're gonna throw out there what we like. First of all, Plant. We both agreed to take Plant on a decision at -140. I think that's a good deal. Plant it for decision. Wilder for a knockout, -350. I haven't checked it. I'm gonna check it in a second while Slade talk to you, but I wonder what the first 6 rounds is. If you take 1 through 6, I'm gonna check it in a minute. But -350 just for the stoppage. I feel good about that. Devin Haney, -240 for a decision. I like that a lot. Shields, this one is gonna be close, but I'm gonna favor Shields. If you just want to take it straight up, it's just -136, almost a dollar for a dollar. If you want to take it for a decision, I think it's like +208. So you can take it for a decision if you feel good about a decision. They are the 4 that we're very, very firm on. Like I said, you can mix them up. You can bet single, or you can parlay them together. I'm gonna do a little of everything. With all those bets I just told you, I'm gonna parlay them and try to win big. And I might take a couple on by themselves, or just my favorite 2 together. I might just take Shields off being at a toss-up fight and just go with maybe a Plant decision, a Haney decision with a Wilder stoppage, and just take those 3 just to get, I think it was like 5 times your money just for those 3. So you can take those 3, and if you're willing to bet about $50, you can come back with $250. So I'm gonna go a little heavy this week, man, and try to win some money. But tell them what you thinking about doing right quick. Well, I'm gonna tell them what 1 through 6 is. I'm gonna check it right quick.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. These fights, while they are close and you can win good money on them, like you said, a lot of them you betting with your heart. A lot of them, like I said, we're Wilder fans, we're Carissa Shield fans, we're Devin Haney fans. But you can't let you being a fan of these fighters get in the way of money. Like, money is money. Money you can spend, your heart you can't spend. So, and these fights are a lot closer than a lot of people think. Like we gave you the breakdown on the Wilder Helenius fight and the dangers of that fight. So even though we are confident that Wilder can win, there's a small chance he can lose. We are confident in Carissa Shields being dominant. But we gave you the downfall on that fight. She's in foreign territory, and Serena Moss got pop on her punches. So we gave you the dangers of that fight. Devin Haney's in foreign territory. Even though he dominated Kambosos the last time with an easy-ass jab, you never know what Kambosos may come in this time and be reckless and catch that lucky punch. He might catch a Linares punch. Haney got caught by Linares and actually finished the job this time. This is boxing, man. One punch can change the show. So bet responsibly, bet with your common sense more than your heart, especially when it comes to these parlays, man. When you start grouping these parlays together, you got to make sure you group them to win money and not group them to your fanfare. We're confident in our bets. Go ahead and finish what you say. Now I'm gonna ask you the question that I asked you before the show. Go ahead, finish your statement.
I checked 2 things on the Wilder and Helenius fight. If me and Jay both think the fight is gonna be over before the 6th round, that's our opinion. Now, me, if I want to play it safe, I'm gonna take him for a knockout. But if you're just feeling risky and you want to get more out of your money, more bang for your buck, you can take him 4 through 6. It's +210. 1 through 3 is +200. 1 through 6 is -180. So I mean, depending on how you want to take that, you can squeeze those odds. Cause I think just taking for a knockout is -350. So if you want to squeeze that down further and take that straight up, if you want to be a straight up big better, you might say, man, I'm gonna bet $500 on him to stop him for the 6th round. I think $500 on -180 would get you maybe like a $315 return. So if you want to bet, if you want to be a big better, you can come up. But if you want to, you know, it depends on what you want. You got to go at your own risk, man. But me personally, I'm gonna go a little heavy. But heavy for me is like $50, $60. That's heavy for money. But you know, heavy for you might be $300, $400, $500. Bro, you know, just bet responsibly, man. Don't bet your bill money.
With that being said, though, man, I asked you the question before the show started, which I think we're gonna end the show on this one. With all these fights, man, and all these close fights to call, man, which bet is actually the safe bet to make? It's not considered a parlay. Which one are you most confident in your bet that is going to happen? If you had to pick one of these fights to bet on to win, say your life was on the line, which one of these fights would you put your life on the line, saying that this fight is most definitely the safest bet out of all of them?
It's two that come to mind as far as the safest bets to me, and I'm about to pick one. But the two that come to mind is Plant for a decision or Haney for a decision. And if I had to pick one, I would lean more towards Plant for a decision.
What?
I think no. I'm gonna take Haney for a decision because the rare has had a lot of wear and tear, and he's so emotional. He might run into some shit. So I'm gonna take Haney. I think Haney for a decision is the safest bet to me.
I'm still wrestling with that question, man. We did this show behind the scenes. We was talking about this question, and we both agreed it was gonna be a tough one to pick. I'm still wrestling with it, man. Even after all the breakdowns we did, I'm still wrestling with it. But if my life was on the line, if I had to put on one
gun
bet,
in your head.
life, if I had to, I'm going to pick shit. I'm going with Carissa Shields, man. I think Carissa Shields. I'm putting my faith in Carissa, man. I think Carissa Shields, she has
straight up or a decision.
It'd be a decision. I think she has the better chance to win a decision because I think Soraya Marshall has a great chin on her. I don't see her stopping Savannah Marshall. I can't pick, even though I'm confident Wilder gonna knock out Helenius. You know what I'm saying? I can't, put my money on it, my life on the line like that, because it's not as close as I think as Carissa Shields is. And Devin Haney, like you said, I know Devin Haney for a fact can just get a decision on Kambosos. But like I said, he might wind up stopping him. Then I lost my life because he actually stopped him. the same nigga with Plant in the real. He might wind up stopping the real. So I can't say Plant by decision because he can stop the real. I don't see. I will put money on the Carissa Shields will stop Savannah Marshall, but I won't put my life on it. I put my life on a decision for Carissa Shields.
Well, you need to make that bet then. You need to go ahead. I think it's almost 2-1. 2-1, man. You can bet big on that, man. Bet about $200 to win probably about $360.
Man, big to me is like $20, man. You know, I ain't betting all that money, man. I'm a cheapskate when it comes to money, man. I'm a cheapskate when it comes to bet. But yeah, maybe looking forward to tomorrow, man. I can't wait. I'm actually excited. Like it's Christmas time. I can't wait, man. You got anything else to add to these topics, man? With these great fights?
I think we covered it all.
Most definitely. If you forgot anything, if you forgot anything, please let us know in the comment section, man. This is probably our longest show to date, most definitely. But with that being said, man, this is of course your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Talk Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
And everybody out there, let us know what you gonna bet in the comments. If you got a bet that you think is better, hit it up there before the fight starts. I might like it and might take it, so I'm just throw it out there if you make a bet. Remember to like, please hit the like so other people can see the video, comment, subscribe, notification button so you know when we drop a video. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing, but most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here. Take care.